Hi everyone, good evening. Welcome to Passion Fruit, where passion is brought to life. Today we have a couple in front of us, a very famous couple in DFW Metroplex. Namaskara Shweta, Namaskara Sunil. Thank you so much for joining Passion Fruit.
ನಮಸ್ತೆ
ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ.
ಹೇಗಿದ್ದೀರಾ?
ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ.
ನಮಸ್ಕಾರ ಎಲ್ಲರಿಗೂ.
So this couple, right here, since 2021, this is your fourth short film, right, Sunil?
Yeah,
Shweta?
this is our fourth one.
First one was Hindina Putagalu.
ಹಿಂದಿನ
Second one was Rakshane. Third one was Like Idra Laifu. And the fourth one is Samaya.
Yeah.
2021, they started this career of making short films, and in 4 years, they have created four short films, and that is incredible. There are so many people who just start, but they don't get to any place. But this is so good that you have completed four short films. Great. So today we want to learn from you the experiences that you gathered all these 4 years, and especially Samaya, such a beautiful film that you guys created. We want you to tell our viewers and listeners, how did you come up with this journey of Samaya? First of all, Samaya means time, right? So how did the thought of Samaya come into you? Where did it all start?
So it all started because of Mallige Short Film Festival. It's like they announced this short film festival contest, and that's when let's start doing something. And then we started thinking about the
Yeah.
movies and like the stories and all. He always wanted to do a like comedy oriented movie, but I used to always tell him it's easy to make people cry than make people laugh. So but he was always interested, but we were like thinking on that lines. And then I told like we had experienced one real life incident of this people going into that
Betting, cricket betting.
and like they lost all the money kind of thing. So that's where we thought that's a kind of eye opener for real people, so we should do something in that lines. So it is like it's whatever we do, we feel that it should connect to people. So if we do something, maybe AI, all those kind of movies also like runs and like it interests people, but whenever you do something relates to people, like which they can connect, so that is where like people would like. So that in that lines it started the story. Like he wanted
Yeah.
to do a like comedy oriented movie, but
Yeah, whenever we started, right, I looked at the different stories I wanted to come up with. So it's easier to do a drama. So you can come up with a screenplay, you can do whatever you want. But I wanted to challenge myself. So I did, as you mentioned, right? So I did Indina Putagalu, Rakshane, and like. So these are all like suspense thrillers and the drama. It's very easy to do. I mean, to a certain extent. So to make it engaging, it is another challenge. But I wanted to challenge myself with comedy script. Because of my travel schedule, I couldn't do it. So then she had an idea. So a very close family member went through a situation where he had spent a lot of money into betting, cricket betting. So that family went through a lot of suffering. So that was an inspiration for our movie. To your question, why it was Samaya? So I was looking for a character. First of all, it's Samaya means it's a time.
Time, right?
Yeah. Time relates. So I wanted to convey that how a good time can turn into a bad time.
Yeah.
And also when the character. So I wanted to give a name to a character which relates to the movie. So Samaya was a perfect. Actually, I heard of the name somewhere, so that came into my mind. And also I want to keep the female lead Maya. So Samaya and Maya, they rhymes together, and they also have a meaning to it. So Samaya is time. Maya is Maya is like what you said. I'm not able to recollect. But I wanted to relate Samaya with Maya. That's why I chose Samaya as the title.
Samaya and Maya.
Samay and Maya.
Samay and Maya. So your name in the movie is Samay, and
Yeah.
your name Shweta is Maya.
Yeah, so there is a line. ಸಮಯ ಮಾಯೆಯೊಳಗೋ ಮಾಯ ಸಮಯದೊಳಗೋ.
Oh, Samaya ಮಾಯೆಯೊಳಗೋ ಅಥವಾ ಮಾಯ ಸಮಯದೊಳಗೋ. Wow, that's very creative. That's very creative. So this is based on true incidents and true
Absolutely.
things that have happened in someone's life.
Yeah.
Yes.
And you wanted to make a comedy, but then, because of your schedule, you could not, and you went in and made this
Yeah.
movie.
So we had multiple stories running in our mind. So this was one of the, like, we wanted to do that because like we wanted to just show that like how life changes, like from a happy life to because of one's, because nowadays like it's just a betting thing we have taken in the movie, but there are like a lot of like negative things or the habits which change one's happy life into like which pushes into this thing. So it's kind of a message that how your life can turn upside down if you do make a wrong choices. So that kind of message we wanted to give. And yeah, so that is like relatable to many people, and they, once they see, they just don't see from the like perspective of okay this betting. They might recall, okay, I was smoking sometime, I was like drinking sometime, or like that may they will relate, and okay this will ruin my life sometimes, right? Like men, they won't understand that the how the like the spouse is suffering because of their choices. So we just wanted to show that as well through this. So we
And
thought
also the
okay.
characters, right? So when you get, as an actor, you want to be versatile.
Yeah.
So it's an easy, I mean, you want to
Correct.
do like a happy ending. I got a feedback that, hey, why
It
was
should
it
have
a
been
tragedy? So,
That was my next question.
it's like we wanted to do like it was more for like exploring ourselves also. If it is like a drama and like happy things, it is like you are every day you're doing that, you are in the character, you don't get to experience that the like actor in yourself. So we
if
wanted
you,
to do something where like we do beyond whatever we are not doing, like a crying and all. It is not easy to cry in front of camera. So we wanted to do that and like explore ourselves, the actors in ourselves. So that's why we
and
chose that
also if
kind.
you look at the popular movies like Mungaru Male or Vishnuvardhan's or the
Bandhana.
Bandhana.
Yeah.
So all the movies with the tragic endings had a big impact.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how as an actor you can explore
Correct.
yourself with these kind of challenging roles.
Yeah, you could have made the same film with a happy ending
Happy
too,
ending,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah.
but you chose
Chose
to go for a sad
sad
ending,
ending.
Correct.
and that is a game changer
Yeah,
here.
Yeah.
yeah.
So my next second question is, to start a short film and to end it successfully, it's a big challenge, right?
Yeah.
In your short film, Samaya, you had very limited artists.
Yeah.
Right? Just about, I think, 7 or 8 artists, not more than that, and everybody belonged to the family.
Yeah.
Why did you choose that way? Did you not want to go outside, have other, explore other artists, or how did you arrive at
No,
that conclusion?
when I wrote the story, it had very limited scope for a number of characters. So that's why we chose our family members. That
And
was one thing.
also it's like we have, it's not about just the short film, we have like been involved in the dance and all those many things. So it is difficult to bring people together, and your idea would not resonate with them, or they might not be that much interested in what you want to do. So it's difficult to tell the other person like until it's like paid or anything. Like we didn't want to, like this is not our mainstream, this is our passion, just a passion. So it is like we didn't want to like like we didn't wanted to have any expenses in the like from the money perspective or anything. We just wanted to keep it simple, and we wanted to learn ourselves.
Yeah.
So it's
It
more
can.
of like our learning, like we wanted to do our editing. The main challenge we faced was because like with the like
Camera,
cameraman,
and
yeah.
also it works in two ways. So if you have a limited set, you are only revolving around your idea. But if you have a bigger team, you can get a lot of inputs.
Yeah,
That's
that
very
also.
critical for any kind of comedy movie. You need a lot of feedback. So you need a audience or a friend who can be a critic for whatever your thoughts or whatever your ideas. So for this was a concept, and it has a very limited scope for characters. That's why we went for a limited family oriented
Yeah,
movie.
yeah, yeah.
And you had a beautiful villain in the film too. I was like, why is the brother chasing sister?
Yeah, we
So and
wanted.
with family, right? It's easy to pull. Okay, just come there for 5 minutes
Yes,
and just
yes.
finish it off.
Yeah, we wanted Utsav to be part of the movie. We were looking at. I mean,
There was no character.
I had another other idea. If you look at, I think Sushma, I wanted him to be Sushma's son, but that did not fit into the frame or the story. So that's where, okay, let us make him villain.
Correct.
So he had a very small space
Yes,
there,
yes.
but he did very good.
And also, right, like people, like it's convinced to people, like because we are doing, we wanted to be in the main character because we are available all the time, and not everybody would be ready to like do a small role or a negative role, all those kind of things. So it's difficult to convince people in that way also. So we were like, okay, just why not, why take risk? Because like for Sushma's character only, we wanted to show in kind of like little bit of negative shade that people come in as a friend, but ultimately only the spouse or the family which will help. Others are just like they in front of us they will be like in a good terms, but outside when they go they like talk negative. But she didn't want to do negative. So it is like in reality, even if somebody asks me, like I'll think, okay, if I have to do like other than in somebody else movie, if I have to go and do a negative, I'll think, okay, how would that, we don't just see from the movie perspective, right? Our friends will be watching, like how it might go beyond that. So all those things, like it's not anybody's mistake or anything, but it's difficult to convince because we are not born actors, like we are not into the movie field. We are a normal people, so people might think it might go in a negative way in our friend circle and all. So it's difficult to convince so many people all those things. So it's like, okay, better we do it in a small way, like with limited resources. So yeah, it would be okay.
Good, very good, very good. So, my next question is around learnings from the film, right? The
Yeah,
filmmaking process itself is so
yeah,
hectic. I know you had gone to India also during that time frame. You were
Yes.
traveling
exactly,
to India,
exactly.
and how much time did you get in making the film? Because I know that there was a very limited time for you. How did you pull it off in that limited
Yeah,
time?
first of all, right, so before 2021, the first film, Indina Puttagadu, when I started, so I never thought that I could make a movie. I mean, because I'm a movie buff, right? Right from my childhood, I followed all kinds of movies and I was always into movies. But I never came into my mind, oh, I want to do a movie. But that's when the thought came in, even with a simple mobile, like it could be Android or iPhone, you can shoot a movie and you can create a short film. So that was a good starting point. I had a lot of ideas in my mind. So because my first movie, if you look at it, it so relates to NRI life. So where we as kids, right, we come and we settle here, and we at the on the hindsight, we are thinking about our parents. So that was the story I wanted to tell, and that's when it gave me a lot of confidence. When I was doing the Samaya, I had gone through all those challenges in the first movie itself. I was very confident when I started. So she had the story, so I developed a screenplay. So my challenge was, I know this is a story. When I develop a story, I want to keep it interesting. So there are multiple ways how you can tell a story. One is you can go linear, start your starting point, middle point, and an end point. But I wanted to make it interesting. So I brought in a lot of flashbacks inside. So this is non-linear way of telling story, right? So I learned like Upendra, he does a lot of non-linear, like a Tagore. If you look at some of the movies where they use the non-linear screenplay. So this wasn't easy compared to my first film. She had because I know the story, but my challenge was how can I make it interesting. So that's most when you if you talk about short films, it's a scripting or the screenplay. That's where most of your time is spent, and if that comes out right, then execution is piece of cake. So that's the first learning. The second one is giving educating the artist, right? So we are not professionals. I mean, I know if you look at a feature film, every actor goes through a workshop. So director will give them what is their character, and they have to be prepared. But here it's a family oriented movie,
It's like
and on the
everybody.
fly I'm giving them the
Dialogues.
stored
Yeah.
dialogues and they are delivering. But it was
So
so natural.
yeah.
It was not something new, right? Because I give a scenario. We have seen these kind of scenarios a lot of
Yes.
time, so it's easy to enact.
So with all our movies we have done, like we are the directors and we are the actors. So there is nobody to correct us.
Yeah,
Like when
that's
we
another
do,
challenge.
yeah, it's a challenge actually. So I think of like I have something in my mind. Okay, this character should be like that, but we can't see that how it is coming. Like until we edit and all those like to the towards the end, we won't know that okay whatever we are trying to convey, because there is nobody to tell us okay whatever like it's written, because it's not written also. We just have like other movies, they have the dialogues and all. Because we are the directors, we tell it or fly.
Yeah,
We start.
that's very challenging, right? So if you're an actor and a director,
Yeah,
that's a
it's
very
very,
challenging.
yeah.
So nobody is there to tell you whether you did it right or wrong.
Yes.
So
So this entire thing was live sound, no
live
dubbing.
sound, no dubbing. I wanted to do a dubbing. We didn't get time.
Yeah, because we went to India and like we
I
wanted
can
to do
hear
it this time.
lot of noise, but I wanted to. Last time we couldn't do it for the first movie.
We
Dubbing
didn't
didn't
know
allow
about dubbing
dubbing.
actually.
But second time I wanted to do it, but we didn't have enough time because of our travel to India.
Yeah.
So I didn't have enough time. So okay, let's go. I mean, the sound was okay. It was not that bad.
Yeah. One more question that was always in my mind is when I saw the film, right? Sunil is a teetotaler.
Well,
He doesn't drink. He is a total non-alcoholic. But you played that role of a drunkard and so fantastically. Where did that come from?
no, because right? My dad was a drinker.
Yeah.
Oh, he was a chain smoker, and we have grown and seen all those things. So it's easy to enact. To say when you see people how they behave, I've seen a lot of these people, and it's easy to enact. It's my personal choice that I don't drink, but I've seen people enacting it, and it's easier to enact.
Good. But you pulled it off. You pulled it off.
Oh,
Really
thank
well.
you.
Pulled it off
I
really well.
appreciate it.
And Shweta, your role, as that agitated wife, going through so many problems in life and having such a, handsome husband and him going through that pain, I think you pulled off that character also really, really well. Kudos to you both.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And the rest of the team also did wonderful, Anything else that you want to share about the experience of the filmmaking process to our audience and listeners?
So one thing I would say is having a story and writing screenplay, you can do it. You don't need any sophisticated tools or anything. One
You
thing
may need, because like it's like if you're a beginner, it is okay. Like we shot like until now all the movies, like
Yeah, what
two
I'm saying
movies we have
is,
done is like iPhone or like
yeah.
that. But
Yeah, what I'm
yeah.
saying is, so coming up with an idea and writing a screenplay, you can do it by yourself.
Correct.
Or anybody can do it for that matter. I think one information I want to give is there's a tool called Scrite.
Scribe.
That was developed by one of the guy from Bangalore, and that's a free tool. That's a very useful tool for writing scripts. I think this was conveyed to me by one of my friend, but that's a very useful tool for writing screenplays. And the challenge what a new filmmakers faces, one is the technicality with the cinematography. See, however beautiful story you have, whatever comes on the screen, what people see. If you cannot have a good cinematography, you cannot convey the story. That's what I learned. So the cinematography for our movie was done by Raju and my son.
Yeah. So it is.
They're not professionals. We tried our best, but that I know that's a limitation, that we should have hired a professional. That's where you need a professional for cinematography to come out really well on the screen. But you might have a great story, but if you don't have a cinematography, it's hard to convince audience.
Very well said.
Yeah.
Very well said.
And I would say like if anybody is beginner on anything, just starting off is a like great thing we could do. Because like we always think that okay, I don't have that, I don't, because we do YouTube videos also. So that is one video is equal to doing like a short film, because it's a 15-20 minute video. You have to do the editing, you have to record. But again, it is like it's again you are recording the regular, like wherever we go. For example, if I'm doing a travel video or something, I just do it in my phone and then give a voiceover and do the editing and all. So many a times we just like held back because of the tools and all. But I see like a lot of good things happening just because we started something and we did, and like we could pull it off. It's that okay, if you're taking it in a professional way, again slowly you improve. Because like even we improved a lot, like slowly, like now at least we are like a lot better in editing.
Yeah.
Cinematography we are not very great, but editing we have learned a lot through this process.
When I
So,
started my
yeah.
first film, right, I could have given it to somebody in India. They could have done it for nominal fee, but I wanted to do it myself. It is so interesting. So if you sit for editing, it can go for days or hours or days.
Definitely.
Yeah, for sure. So one thing was I wanted to learn it editing because that's going to go a long way. When if you're a maker, right? If you're a director, it's
should know
easier if you're an
everything.
editor also.
Yeah, and
So
it
you see,
should.
like Prashant Neil, what I learned is some of the bigger directors, they are the editors also. They know the vision. They have the vision, so they can change, make or break things at the editing table. So I didn't want to give it to somebody because it's my thought. I want to edit the way I want it. So it was a lot of struggle when I started off with Indina Puttagodu. I also did editing for Rakshane for a little bit. Then this one was very easy. But the thing is, editing is another ocean. So we have touched just the surface.
Yeah.
If you want to be creative, it could be color grading, or you want to be some different pause frames or different frames. If you want to bring into editing, it's a big ocean. You need an expertise. But if you want to try, I would encourage everyone to edit their film once so that you have an experience.
We learned this from one of our 10th cinema faculties also, Adarsh Ishwarappa.
Yeah.
He is a director and an editor also.
Yeah.
He did walk us through this during his interview process. Great. So Sunil and Shweta, ಹಿಂದಿನ ಪುಟಗಳು ಆಯ್ತು, ರಕ್ಷಣೆ ಆಯ್ತು, ಲೈಕ್ ಇದ್ರೆ ಲೈಫ್ ಆಯ್ತು, ಸಮಯ ಆಯ್ತು. ಮುಂದೇನು? What
No.
next?
Yeah, it's like
On the
short
comedy
films.
film
Yeah, he
ಮಾಡ್ಬೇಕು.
want to do that. We'll
So
do.
on the couple comedy, I'm also thinking of doing like a web series.
Yeah.
Like a build a characters, like a male and female characters, and have like multiple episodes, like a, Silly Lally or Papa Pandu. So I want to do that kind of a web series. That's in my mind, and I want to do a comedy movie, short film movie. I want to explore as an actor. So I want to do different kinds of characters and try exploring myself.
All the best. All the best.
Yeah, absolutely.
Thank you very much for your time, and all the best to you, both of you. Keep doing
you.
such fantastic job, and also know that there are artists in DFW Metro that people who
We
are
want,
looking for some opportunity also.
We want cinematographers.
So they're saying they don't want artists; they want only cinematographers. Thank you once again. All the very best. Thank you so much for being
you.
part of Passion Fruit, the talk series. We will see you next time with the next set of people who did another short film for the festival run by Mallige Kannada Sangha.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for the
Anant,
opportunity.
for the opportunity and for your time. It was great talking to you. I appreciate your time.
Yeah, Saravana for the opportunity.
Thank you,
Absolutely.
Saravana and
Entire
team.
crew there.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. See you next time.
See you.